What's up, everybody? Stand 'em up here. Today I'm going to be talking about Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett. This is a interim title bout at UFC 284. These guys are going to fight for the interim championship, and after this they will fight the champion Alexander Volkanovski. I will break down this fight, just talk about some facts, some statistics, and give a prediction at the end or maybe before the video ends. To be honest, this is a very hard fight for me to predict. Both guys are very good. Both guys have some strengths and some weaknesses. So let's just get into it. We'll start with Yair Rodriguez. Not the best 5-on-in. A no contest against Jeremy Stevens. After that, he beat him, lost to Max Holloway by a decision, which was pretty close, and beat Brian Ortega via shoulder injury. It was a weird fight, which Rodriguez was winning. To be fair, he was clipping Brian Ortega on the feet. He was beating him up pretty badly. At the end of the round, Ortega got a takedown. He was on top. Yair Rodriguez threw something of a triangle. Ortega defended it, and in the defense, his shoulder popped, which I'm pretty sure has happened before to him. So it is a reoccurring injury. It is something Yair Rodriguez has caused. So he should have gotten the win, but it isn't. It is very controversial, and it doesn't really count as a win. But he was winning the fight, so him getting this interim title shot, I'm not mad at it. Now let's get into Josh Emmett, someone who I am pretty mad about that he got the shot, because in my opinion he did lose to Calvin Kattar. He lost the fight 48-47, or maybe even 49-46 in my opinion. He himself has said that he won 4 rounds against Calvin Kattar, which doesn't sit right with me, to be honest, because if he won the fight he won at max 3 rounds. I don't know how he sees himself winning 4. It's kind of a petty pimlet situation in my opinion, because he's boasting yeah, I won 4 rounds. No, you didn't, bro. But whatever, let's just get into it, man. A split decision over Calvin Kattar, a win over Dan Ige, which was very close as well, very controversial. A lot of people thought that Dan Ige won, but in my opinion, Emmett won that 29-28 pretty clearly. Beat Shane Burgos, which has a very crazy fight, an eye-opener for me and most other fans as well, on how good Josh Emmett is. Beat Mirsad Bektic 3.5 years ago. Beat Michael Johnson after losing the entire fight. He knocked him out in the 3rd round. Obviously Josh Emmett has power, probably the most powerful guy at 145. Maybe Ilia Topuria is on the same level, but I feel like Josh Emmett, he's very big. I've seen videos of him being, or pictures of him being at 185 pounds off season. No idea how this guy makes featherweight. He's very big, very strong. He is 5'6", which is normal for featherweight, while Yair Rodriguez is 5'11". The reach advantage goes to Rodriguez as well, but it is only 1 inch reach advantage, which is pretty crazy. So that's not really significant whatsoever. Let's just go over the arsenal real quick. Hands, definitely for Josh Emmett. He has the power. He has a good jab. He has an amazing overhand, very fast as well. Yeah, Rodriguez definitely has got the kicks, the flashiness, the unexpectedness. He's good with hands as well, with elbows too, with the knees. He's very well-rounded, very wonky though. He's a guy who might throw a scissor kick and then fall down and just lose the round because he decided to throw a scissor kick against a good wrestler in Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett definitely has the wrestling advantage. His wrestling isn't crazy good, but it is pretty good. He was able to stuff some takedowns from Dan Ige, control him on the ground as well. Like I said, pretty good wrestler. Yair Rodriguez, not so much. He does have good BJJ though, like he's shown against Ortega. He was throwing up pretty slick stuff. But he was getting out wrestled by Max Holloway, which he didn't expect to get wrestled by Max Holloway. But man, that is really isn't a good look in my opinion. Rodriguez, he's very good with the legs. Like I said, he's very good with going to the legs, to the body, and then going to the head like he did against Max Holloway. He threw like a few leg kicks, and then all of a sudden went to the head, partially blocked by Holloway, but something you should look out for sure. Let's look at his last few wins. Brian Ortega, like I said, Jeremy Stevens, he knocked him down in the second round with a body kick. Tried to finish him, but his finishing abilities are like, when he knocks someone down, are very bad. He throws like the weird rabbit punches. He does did not work. And in the third round, he got taken down and got controlled there, which is not a good look because Jeremy Stevens isn't a good wrestler whatsoever. Beat Chan Sung Young in the last second of the fight while losing. Lost to Frankie Edgar, got dominated by him on the ground as well. Before that, beat Japan, Alex Caceres. That was a very long time ago. So hasn't really had a good win, in forever, to be honest. Like Brian Ortega, weird win. Jeremy Stevens, not a good look because Stevens after that didn't look good either. Was losing the entire fight against the Korean Zombie, and then BJ Penn. The last few years haven't been too kind to Yair Rodriguez. He's still very good because he's fought like amazing competition in the last few fights. Jeremy Stevens, still good fighter, but not really that great. After that, Yair hadn't fought in 2 years. Came back again against Max Holloway and looked real good. Got a 48-47 decision loss, but looked very dangerous in there. And then fought Brian Ortega, which he was winning the fight, and I did expect him to win the fight. Like if the fight went on, because Ortega didn't look too good on the ground either. Like he tried to go for a few things, but Yair Rodriguez got out of those pretty easily. So I don't want to shit on Rodriguez, but his last few fights haven't been too convincing in my opinion. But so haven't the fights of Josh Emmett. Very close fight against Qatar, very close fight against Ige. Did beat Shane Burgos very convincingly, but Shane Burgos not the elite of the elite. Beat Mirsad Bektik, who is out of the UFC and was losing to Michael Johnson before he beat him. Lost to Jeremy Stevens. That KO was very bad. But yeah, man, this is a hard fight to predict, man, because Rodriguez, his wrestling isn't too good. Like he has pretty okay takedown defense. He's shown it against Brian Ortega, but Ortega isn't a good wrestler. So it's just hard, man, because Josh Emmett is a good wrestler, but he tires pretty hard when he does wrestle, and he almost never wrestles. So I don't know what to expect from this fight. Josh Emmett has big power, and he could just get dominated for 4.5 rounds and just land one overhand and it'd be done. But I just don't see it happening, man. I feel like Yair Rodriguez will stay in the outside, kick his legs, kick his head, and get a few jabs and few weird strikes and win the fight that way. I don't see it. I don't see Yair Rodriguez finishing Josh Emmett because Josh Emmett is pretty tough. I mean, it could happen. It definitely could. But Josh Emmett is tough. He has a good chin. He's big as well. Yair Rodriguez is pretty skinny, but he's still good. He's still pretty big. He's 5'11". I'd say he's one of the bigger featherweights, to be fair. But yeah, I am going with Yair Rodriguez. I am going with him by decision. He will just be kicking the legs of Josh Emmett, kicking the head, just jabbing, staying on the outside is very important because Josh Emmett has some crazy power in the hooks and the right overhand especially. I think that Josh Emmett will try to wrestle here and there, but I think that he won't be succeeding too much because Yair Rodriguez will be prepared for it. He wasn't prepared against Max Holloway. He was prepared against Brian Ortega. And Ortega, not the best wrestler, but he's also taken down Volkanovski multiple times, so we should take that into account as well. But like I said, very close fight. I'm going with Yair Rodriguez by decision. Let's see what the fans are thinking. 71% are going with Rodriguez, and 48 of those are going to decision as well. A lot of guys are going for TKO, and even a little percentage are going with submission. I don't see a submission happening. I see a decision for Yair Rodriguez, but it will be very close, 48-47. That was it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.